Whenever I have the opportunity to see the interesting projects Enviro-Stewards do, I'm always blown away. Their innovative solutions, combined with a sense of giving back to others locally and across the globe, speaks to their big heart. The idea of a blue roof was new to me, and I was excited when Bruce explained it. What a great concept, to keep water on the roof while potentially moderating the interior building temperature, or even providing water for a green roof. Like so many of their projects, this one does more than benefit the company. With climate change, we're seeing more and more extreme weather and more flooding. The blue roof will retain water, reducing the strain on our stormwater infrastructure, perhaps delaying the need to upsize and potentially preventing flooding. To Bruce and your team, congratulations on another great concept and project. I'm thrilled that you call Elmira home.
Over the past 10 years, insurance claims for water damage to personal property have more than doubled, making flood protection the #1 priority for property owners and insurance companies alike. Roughly half of water damage claims in Canada are related to floods that happen when intense rainstorms dump high volumes of water within a very short period of time. Hard surfaces such as paved roads and standard rooftops are significant contributors to this kind of flooding because they shed large volumes of water immediately, overwhelming local drainage systems and leading to pooling of high volumes of water in low-lying areas. This water can make its way into buildings by seeping through walls, pouring through cracks and openings, and mixing with sewer water that backs up into buildings through drains and toilets. Smart blue roof systems, such as the one installed on Enviro-Stewards headquarters, help to reduce the risk of flooding by capturing all of the water that falls on the rooftop, letting a portion of it slowly evaporate into the air and releasing the remainder into the building to irrigate the living wall system and flushing toilets. This innovative technology not only reduces flood risks, but it also conserves water and energy and reduces urban heat island effect.
So blue roof's an emerging technology, and what it is with climate change, we're getting larger, more intense storms more often, and it's overwhelming the existing infrastructure for stormwater management. So one way to address that would be to dig up the pipes, put in larger ones, put in big ponds and whatnot, but a less intrusive way would be to store water on the roof. So if you have a modern liner on a roof, you actually have a swimming pool on your roof already. So if we can store some water there, then it's not going to go down the drain the same time as a storm. And if you have stored water there, then you've got a resource that you can then use for flushing toilets, cooling towers, irrigation, washing things. Also, if you have water stored on your roof, it's evaporating from the roof and cooling the roof down. So rather than the heat penetrating in from the outside during the summer, it's actually going to be leaving because it can be slightly cooler on the roof. And then there's two different types. A passive is just you slow the drains down so it still drains, but maybe over 24 hours. Or an active one, you actually control it with a controlled valve, primarily over the internet, where you would open it up when you see a storm coming to make capacity for the coming storm and to let it down as you need it for reuse.
So these are our blue roof features on the roof. So this is our north drain, which has the controls downstairs, which I'll show you. This is our ultrasonic level sensor, so we know how much water we're storing on the roof. Temperature sensors for the liner temperature, the reference liner, the air temperature, these kinds of things. And then over here we have a weather station. The rainwater from the blue roof is controlled with this solenoid valve, which tops up our day tank here. This day tank then goes through our treatment system where we've got a cartridge filter, ultraviolet light, and we pump it to our living wall, which humidifies our office, takes out the carbon dioxide from the air, and it also goes to our toilets. And we have a series of sensors so we can tell how much heat is going through the roof, we can tell how much rainwater we're reusing, we can tell how hard our air conditioner is working, and then this is our weather station on the roof.
Did we actually check the roof for the new loads? The answer is yes. We check the roof for the new loads, and this is part of design process. We design for roofs for intended loads. So whoever is concerned, is the roof can support or is it going to collapse, has to have in mind first that this is obligation of engineers. Shortly, it won't collapse. When we reassign purpose and intent of the roof and we want to put blue roof, there are two approaches. We can see how many capacity on a roof we have, comparing all possible loads and their interaction. Now, blue roof is basically a rain load that we keep on the roof. So we can gauge how much capacity we have and use that capacity for blue roof. The other approach is we want a certain amount of water to store, and we are aware that this is overcapacity on the roof. In that case, we basically reinforce a roof to support the design blue roof. Generally speaking, we always, I think, have capacity to store 24 rainfall, simply because it's a smaller load than snow load.
Oh, I think it's a great idea. You know, my concerns about flooding, I think are going to go away. I love the weather station up there. That way we know when there's an event coming. Like last night, driving back from the north, I hit a rainstorm. It absolutely poured. Just like these rains we had here in the past, where you end up with flooding. You know, and the roof drains in this section, this is a 1972 section that flow into the 1958 to the 1903 storm sewer that goes underneath the building. So I don't know whether those pipes are sized correctly or not, but if you have 15 drains going into this one, I think that's why it backed up. And we had changed from the old cast iron to the PVC, hoping that would stop it, but it still, there was so much pressure, it came out the MJ onto the warehouse floor. The weight-wise is not a concern because they're taking off 8 pounds per square foot of the tar and pebble and the old insulation, and they only put 1 pound a square foot back with the styrofoam insulation and the membrane. So the other added weight, the 2 inches of water, it covers it. And we got a total of about 66,000 square feet of roof here that, you know, maybe we could continue this project through the other roofs. So, no, I thought it was a great idea. Wonderful.
Credit Valley Conservation has been working closely with Enviro-Stewards Consulting Services to design and construct a smart blue roof on our own head office building. We completed a joint feasibility study in 2019 looking at the overall benefits of having a blue roof on our own building in terms of water saving potential, energy saving from evaporative cooling. And we tried to identify the overall costs and look at the scale up benefit of a blue roof if you were to apply this type of technology across many buildings in an industrial commercial area. The greatest benefit is in these industrial commercial areas, many of which were built many years ago and are underserviced by the existing stormwater system. So they have stormwater pipes that are undersized for the current amount of rainwater that runs off in those areas. And to be able to use the conventional approach of constructing a pond in these existing areas can be very difficult. One is to find the land in these densely built up areas, but also the cost of land in those areas would be very high. Blue roofs provide a unique opportunity to use existing rooftop area to store rainwater to help with stormwater management, and also to provide the opportunity to reuse that water and provide evaporative cooling. So it's really trialing a new technology on existing buildings to leverage that unused rooftop space for stormwater management.
All of us at Sustainable Waterloo Region want to say a big thank you and congratulations to Enviro-Stewards for all of your leadership, your innovation, your visionary approach to reaching sustainability. Over the years that we've worked together, you've reduced your per person emissions of greenhouse gases by 78%. That's an incredible accomplishment and one that inspires others and helps us tell the story of a clean, prosperous business. And now you're innovating once again through the installation of a climate adaptation infrastructure project at your building. This new roof project means that you will have a blue roof where you capture additional water runoff, you reduce the amount of water that you need as an organization, you increase your insulation, thereby reducing your greenhouse gas emissions even further, up to 82% reduction per person. And you reduce heat island effect through having a white roof versus a black tar roof. This kind of innovative thinking is the future that we need across the region. And Enviro-Stewards, you are one of the champions and leaders. So thank you for your work, for your commitment. And it is a privilege to work with you and be able to support you on this journey.
While our federal government's #1 focus is on ensuring we get through the pandemic safely, we know that climate change also presents a threat to our health, as well as our economic and personal well-being. This means cooperating with each other to bring the best ideas forward to fight climate change. Enviro-Stewards is a perfect business model for how our economy and environment go hand in hand. The work they're doing is an important step toward building a sustainable and more competitive economy. The benefits from this blue roof are numerous. The roof will help cool the building, reducing energy use. Rainwater harvesting will help with stormwater management. So today, I commend Bruce and everyone at Enviro-Stewards for setting an example of how innovation right here in our backyard is showing that we can all work together to protect our environment, benefit our community for generations to come. Congratulations.
The Intact Center on Climate Adaptation would like to congratulate Enviro-Stewards for providing a practical and cost-effective example of what other organizations across Canada can do to adapt and thrive in a changing climate. Congratulations.